out.
Wow, okay, we got a lot of call outs from over the weekend. I do have some sports things to call out. One, Team USA, they lost the Ryder Cup to Team Europe 15-13. And there was just a lot of messy stuff that happened with this whole Ryder Cup stuff that was going on. The crowd was pretty rude. In fact, there was an MC, Heather McMahon, that has had to apologize after she started a chant for Rory McIlroy, who was playing for Team Europe, but, he lives in Palm Beach County, and this is happening at Bethpage Black on Long Island. So she gets an F you Rory chant going. He's already not real thrilled because this crowd is very rowdy up there on Long Island. And he's just sitting there and they're taunting him and he refuses to putt because he's like, nah, he's like, I'm not down with this energy and I'm not going to putt as long as you are acting like this.
It's been incredibly vocal out here this afternoon, I have to say. And I think Rory's looking at the referee now, just asking people to settle down. Yeah, it's getting a little out of hand out here right now.
So after a lengthy time over that putt.
If there's any bios out there looking for a bit of trouble, this is a game they're going to come and look for.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, golf's kind of sounding fun.
Yeah, it sounds like a KVJ Live.
It was a little rowdy. It was a little rowdy there on Long Island for that.
Respect.
I love the announcer. Oh, yeah, a bit of a loud crowd.
It's kind of a mess.
Are they cursing in unison? You don't hear that in golf.
Yeah, well, I think they were for the F.U. Rory chant that was going on there. Yeah.
That's strong.
Yeah. I want to call out the overtime rules that they have in the NFL. You had a game last night where, they were going back and forth, and it was kind of crazy just how many points they were scoring. But the way it works out in the overtime is you get to a point when the time expires in overtime, that's it. And so it just kind of ended as a dud. What was a pretty exciting game last night that was going on. I was like, okay, there's a lot of scoring going on. There's a lot of stuff to see here. You had the Packers and the Cowboys tied at 40 in overtime.
Here's McManus for the tie from 34. And this one is good, and this one ends in the second highest scoring tie game in NFL history. 40-40. All you can do is just, all right, that's it. No more.
That was fun.
So you played a 40 and both teams are tied and you're like, all right, cool.
So what do you call that?
A tie.
So your record has a tie in it?
Yeah.
Gosh.
And it'll come into it, but it's like, in America, we don't like ties, do we?
I do not like ties.
Yeah. We're not a big fan of ties. In college, they don't do ties. They have an overtime system that I like better. So you're going to walk away with one winner, one loser. That's the way it goes. But Florida State found themselves in an overtime game on Friday night. And I got to call out the University of Virginia because when Florida State wound up losing the game, you had a pass in the end zone. It goes incomplete. Game over. Florida State loses. They had people right on the side of the field, and they let them run onto the field, the whole student section. We're talking tens of thousands of students. And you still had players on the ground in the end zone. I don't know how they didn't get trampled to death. You got to see this photo of like the final play, and you see all these young college dudes just so excited to go running on the middle of the field. And I'm just like, come on, Virginia. Act like you've been there before. That is not how you do it. You can't have students rushing the field with players still there. And then the quarterback for Florida State is trying to leave, and this guy comes up, and he gives him the bird right in his face.
Oh, Lord.
And it's just like,
that's tough defense.
It's ugly, man. There's no point in any of this stuff.
He should have checked him.
Yeah.
He's got all those pads on. The other guy, the student, does not. You probably could have just laid him out.
Just say your helmet blocked your vision. You didn't know he was there. You didn't see him.
Yeah. It was just a lot for a little. So Virginia did not do it right. And come on, Florida State, you got to win that game. Kind of ruined the excitement for the Canes game coming up this Saturday in Tallahassee.
Well, it ruined the chance of having College Game Day at it.
I think they would have been there, yeah, if they would have been both, undefeated. But that kind of ruined that. Also, got to call out the Mets. Boy, the Marlins actually finished by winning a series over the Mets when it meant nothing to the Marlins, but it meant everything to the Mets. This is a team, I think they had the best record in baseball back in June. And then they slowly have just been losing, and they get blanked yesterday at Lone Depot Park in Miami 4-0. Here's the Mets announcers at the end of the game.
Third baseman Paulie playing it on the grass against Lindor. Don't know why. And he pulls one on the ground, a chance for two. To second one, back to first. And the Mets agonizing 3.5-month slow motion collapse is complete.
Agonizing 3.5-month collapse is complete.
I love when announcers, they just can't control their emotions.
They
I
were
love
so
that.
disgusted with what the Mets did in Miami this weekend. Now, George is on here from Fort Lauderdale. You got a thought on this, George? What'd you want to say?
Yes, I was there yesterday.
Yep.
And the DJ for the Miami Marlins, just as the Mets were losing the playoff spot to the Cincinnati Reds, played the theme song to WKRP in Cincinnati. It was awesome.
What an amazing troll job. Wow. Oh, my gosh.
It was fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic.
Oh, that is absolutely fantastic. I'm thankful you got that in. That is unreal. Fantastic. We got some other regular call-em-outs here as well today. One person saying, I want to call out my Uber driver for asking me who I voted for. Jay Bird, you said this happened to you.
Yeah, and it was weird because he was doing most of the talking, and he starts talking about politics.
Oh, boy.
And I look up, and he's got all these cameras in his car as well. And he's like, so who did you vote for? I'm like, dog, I don't like getting into that stuff. Go on, tell me your thoughts. And I'm like, when is this ride going to end?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird comment.
Is that a weird question to ask
It is,
somebody?
yeah.
It really
Yeah,
is.
and if there's cameras on you, it feels like a setup. He's probably trying to go viral.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure why you would go viral anyway. I mean, people talk about that stuff all the time, but I think, you also have the right to not want to talk about it as well.
I think Uber confessions or Uber uncensored video.
Yeah.
Like,
what people really think.
right. He's trying to do something. Don't take the bait.
Although I do think people who drive Uber and Lyft should have cameras in their car.
Yeah, just not to frame the passenger.
Right.
It should be pointed outward for protection.
Now, Denny's has to call somebody out here because he saw some uncharacteristic behavior. He has these neighbors that he often sees out walking their dog, and they seem very friendly and very nice. And then Denny's was picking up some food when these neighbors, who are always friendly to him, come in, and they were anything but.
To the restaurant staff.
Yes, kind of being some jerks, and it definitely changed Denny's opinion of them from what he saw.
They're so nice. I see them almost every time I walk the dog. And so I'm waiting for my food. I just spontaneously stopped in. So I put the order and I was just sitting there on my phone and I saw them come in and I go, hey, how's it going? And they're like, hey. And then they just reamed the staff about how their order was messed up and are they all idiots? And did anyone here even go to school? You guys,
Oh.
and then I thought the wife was embarrassed about it. And she jumped in and just started piling on about how incompetent and dumb they all were.
Oh, my God.
Dude, it was insane. I'm sitting there and I hid my face, like pretending like I didn't even know him.
You regret waving at them.
Oh my gosh.
I know you're part of their crew.
Yeah.
I see him all the time. It's so awkward. So now when I saw him walking the dog, I didn't want to say anything to him because I don't want any stank from that.
Damn.
But it definitely hurt my opinion because they've been so nice in the neighborhood, and just to watch them go off on restaurant staff was so odd.
That is weird when you know somebody kind of on a surface level, and then they kind of take the mask off, and you see a little deeper side of them. You're going, oh, what a monster!
I'm so glad we're not better friends.
Yeah, but I live right up the street from them. I always thought they were so nice, and man,
If you see them coming, you got to go the opposite way.
I'm not talking to them anymore. But
Yeah.
I don't want any of that stank.
That is crazy that they would just kind of be acting so uncharacteristic.
He goes, hey, lady, get over here, get over here. He's like tapping on the table. He's like, does this receipt look good to you? And she's looking at it. And he's like, what's that say right there? Does anyone know how to read in this building? Like, it was crazy. Like I said, I buried my face in my phone and was ignoring them.
Oh, my gosh.
Because I go to this place a lot, at least once a week. So I didn't want the staff to think I was friends with these people. But also, I said hi to them when they came in because I didn't know they were going to go crazy.
You're friends with them.
I know, it's horrible.
It's terrible.
Oh, gosh.
I saw that Yuri in Fort Lauderdale, she's got a little bit of a movie complaint. She said, I'm calling out the 30-minute previews at movie theaters. I can never watch a 9 p.m. movie because by the time I get out, it's midnight. I fell asleep at the end of the movie.
30 minutes seems like a lot.
9 p.m. is late to start anything.
Yeah.
Especially a movie.
It is, yeah.
I will fall asleep like an old lady.
Do you like the trailers when you go to the movie theater for the experience?
Not that many. You can give me 2 to maybe 3, and let's, to me, keep it under 10 minutes. I think 10 minutes is the absolute limit. I probably even prefer 5, and that's good.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I don't think nobody needs any more than that, especially when you talk about the start time. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. We got a couple other call-em-outs here. Alicia wants to call out her fiance for keeping her awake with his sleep talking till 3 a.m. That's not fun.
You know what you can do? Just slap him really fast and lay back down like it wasn't you. And that'll wake him up and he'll be like questioning everything. Like,
okay.
I feel like I got slapped, but maybe I just got slapped in my dream.
I knew somebody that they would throw a pillow off their husband's head. I mean, hard, because like if they tossed it, he wouldn't stop snoring. So they'd have to start chucking it at its head.
Another movie call him out. This person said, I'm calling out every single person who made the movie one battle after another. We walked out after an hour, and it was the worst piece of garbage I've ever sat through in my life. How in the world does Leonardo DiCaprio do such a bad movie? What a waste of money.
Nobody went to that, too. That was a big money movie, and they only made like $20 million, right?
Well, it was in limited release, so I don't know if, the critique can be fair when you're only in limited release. But, yeah, it was the number one movie. But, yeah, the box office it's in that weird spot now. You got the summertime where you got some good movies, and then we're in that little funk. And you're not going to see anything that's going to be a blockbuster really until Christmas.
Well, if it's number one and it was in limited release, that's not bad. That's not a bad job.
I guess it cost a lot to make.
Of course it did. Look at the cast.
48.5 million it made worldwide, and it's opening week. Nothing was that impressive. They had Gabby's Dollhouse. That was second place, 13.5 million. I think that overperformed, actually. That was the kids' movie, I believe. Demon Slayer had dropped back a good bit. It only made 7.1 million.
So Demon Slayer is not the same thing as Demon Hunter.
Okay.
Do you know this?
I don't know anything about this demon stuff, Virginia.
Okay, so Rocco is giving me a demon education.
Okay.
Demon Slayer is R-rated in the movie theater. Demon Hunter is what I watched on Netflix with the songs that are so catchy.
Okay.
The K-pop.
Way different.
Demon Hunter, not R-rated.
Okay.
Very tricky, but I mean, I thought they were one and the same.
And Ben is on here from West Palm. He's got to call him out. And look, this applies for everything throughout South Florida. This happens all the time. Ben, what is your call him out about here? It's about Starbucks, I believe.
Yeah. So yesterday, my girlfriend went to Starbucks, and it was just a normal busy day. There was 2 cars in front of her. The car, I guess, first in line had just finished their order and pulled forward. So the vehicle in front of her pulled up to place their order, and she didn't she didn't move her car right away. I mean, the person hadn't even finished the order. She wasn't holding up the line or anything. But she was waiting, watching her phone, and noticed, quickly that the line had moved. She put down her phone, put the car in drive, and went to go move forward. Before, a few seconds had even passed by, the BMW behind her decided to honk the horn. And she's like, "Okay, come on." She's not holding up the line or anything. She rolled down her window. She tooted the horn back, and no fingers thrown or anything, but just kind of put her hand out, like, "Come on, like what's going on?"
That's so funny because I was following you along in the image of this, and then I had a BMW in my mind, and you said BMW. I'm like, of course.
Yep.
Yeah,
exactly. And the story goes on to where the shoe fits this guy perfectly. So he decides to scream out, "Shut the F up, you fat B."
Oh,
Let's
Lord.
go.
Jeez.
Now, mind you, I'm telling you, this is the sweetest girl on the planet. I understand that I'm the one that's dating her, but I'm telling you, I am a little biased, but she truly is. She has a sweet heart. And it messed her up because she has gone through this awesome weight loss journey, and she's lost,
good for her,
55 pounds, in the past year, and just kind of screwed around with her.
Yeah, that's
not only
messed
that,
up.
she the guy's girlfriend decided to say, "Yeah, you fat C.
Oh,
Can't you just apologize and move on?"
Yeah, there's just a lot of ugliness. What town did this happen in, Ben?
This was in West Palm Beach, right there, Okeechobee and Skis Road. The guy was driving a gray BMW with red interior. He had a fancy gold watch on. And buddy, I promise you, your day will come. I don't know if it's going to come in your coffee, or I don't know where it's going to come, but it will come.
And his license plate number. I'm just kidding.
You're right about that. Honestly, I mean, walking around in life with having that much negative energy, and the people that do that, it's like you're not helping anything out.
And you're hurting yourself, too.
Yeah.
You don't realize what a ticking time bomb you're creating within your own body with all that negativity and anger. You are giving yourself extensive cell damage. You're killing yourself.
Yeah.
So hope you're happy, douche.
Yeah. Well, congrats to your fiance, Ben. Sorry she had to go through that. But if you're driving in South Florida, that's just kind of the way it goes. That's one of my biggest peeves behind the wheel, is how when the light immediately turns green, I'm like, come on, seriously? Unbelievable.
Everybody's wound a little too tight, and everybody is so quick to be angry.
Yeah. It sounds like he was hangry. He's in the line, hasn't got his cake pop yet.
Oh, I'd have put my car in park and just sat there.
Yeah, you're right. Honestly, it makes you want to just...
He would have effed with the wrong crazy person.
I'm not doing whatever it is you want me to do.
No, whatever you want, we're doing the opposite.
I would try to get him to punch me so I could sue him.
Please punch me.
Tyler calling out Brightline. They got stuck on the track for more than an hour on Saturday, and he and his girlfriend missed the Dua Lipa concert.
No.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know. I assume, probably...
The train probably hit a person or something.
Yeah, probably. I did not see that.
Allegedly.
But that's usually why they...
It hit a car, maybe.
Who knows?
Hopefully everybody's okay.
Who knows?
Oh.
Yeah. And I did see that the long-planned Brightline station in downtown Stewart's been delayed again. They say earliest opening would be now 2028.
They're fighting about it, and funding is an issue. Imagine that.
And another text said, I had to have a minor medical procedure last week, kind of like Jaber was talking about with his Uber driver. And while I was there with an IV stuck in my arm, my nurse started talking about how much she regrets her vote. It was so incredibly awkward.
I know. I'm like, man, can we just talk about music or something?
Because I can't piss off the person with a needle in their hand. Like, I have to agree with everything they're saying. Oh, yeah, girl, you are so right.
Sometimes when you get in an Uber, you're just trying to be polite. You're just talking to somebody, and you kind of don't know where the conversation is going to go or end up. And sometimes it can end up in some really weird places.
I know. I've been with you, and I've been in those situations like, Jay-Bird, stop.
Well, I mean, you're just trying to talk about some music, and then all of a sudden...
Now we're talking politics.
I tell you what, in this country...
And now you got to agree with this guy who's unhinged.
I'm like, I'm the wrong one.
There you go.